Okay, what is up, everybody? Kenji back for another drafty. Best of one ranked. Don't love best of one, but it's ranked. So yeah, we'll jump in with the new set, Crimson Vow. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, here on this YouTube's. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button. And if you enjoy the content, well, I'm glad you're tuning in. Anyways, we opened one of the better rares of this format, the Hullbreaker Horror. 7/8 flash, can't be countered for 7 mana. Whenever you cast a spell, you can either bounce a non-land permanent or you can bounce a spell back to their hand. So if you've never seen this in action, you can actually like pseudo counter a spell if you have an instant by bouncing the spell that's on the stack back to their hand. So this card is completely busted. Not much else to say. You slam dunk it here. Otherwise, you're only passing a Hero's Downfall, another really good removal spell that was downshifted from rare. But Hullbreaker Horror is one of the top rares of the format, and you can't ever really pass this. So easy slam dunk. I've won so many games because of this card. It is unreal, and I hope to showcase how good it is for you all with that first pick. Anyways, pretty easy second pick to follow up the Hullbreaker Horror. All we want are, well, not only instants to go with the Kraken here, but also cards that dig for the Kraken. So Thirst for Discovery, draw 3, and then discard 2 unless you discard a basic land. Can't go wrong with that. Other fine cards in the pack. There's a Fierce Retribution, solid removal spell. Fear of Death, okay. But yeah, this just looks like an easy Thirst for Discovery and move on. Not much to say there. Pick number 3 is a lot lower in power level. The one blue card is not one that you really want a third pick here. Some of the uncommons are... Oh, these uncommons rather are kind of mediocre. I don't mind Infestation Expert. I don't think it's a huge pickup. I'm actually tempted to kind of take this Gluttonous Guest if I'm being real. A 1/4 that makes a blood token when it enters, and then you gain life whenever you sacrifice a blood token. Actually seems kind of good, because with the blood tokens you can dig for your bombs, and I think this format is so heavily dependent on, you know, who plays their big bomb first and then doesn't have it answered. So let's try this. Blue-black is normally like the exploit zombie deck, and that doesn't mean we can't do it still, but maybe we go some more of a control-y route, because game plan A, just find the Hullbreaker Horror. Okay, pick number 4. Few decent cards here. I'm actually a little bit tempted to take the Doom Dissenter now, because again, like I said, since we're blue-black, we're gonna tend to get a bunch of, well, hopefully exploit cards that have some good value. And Dissenter does a really good job of not only being exploit fodder, but also just buys you a lot of time. Chill of the Grave is also fine. Cradle of Safety, fine as well. Happy to actually just take that 2-mana 1/1. Oh yeah, and this is great too. Edgar's Awakening. 5 mana. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So a way to get back the Hullbreaker Horror if I've milled it, or if I've discarded it, or if it's died, is actually just fantastic. And I think this card is good otherwise anyway. You know, with blood tokens, it's really easy just to get value out of this card. So kind of, you know, super happy about this pick. Otherwise, we have like a Courier Bat, which is okay, and some other cards. But Edgar's Awakening is fantastic for what we're already trying to do. I'm not sure Desperate Farmer is all that good, but it does play well at its best even in the exploit deck, because, you know, you play this early on, eventually you exploit something, and so you get to flip it on your own time, as opposed to having to necessarily trade away a different creature in combat. Take the Farmer. Okay, probably going to take Chill of the Grave here. I don't remember what this one does. This is just a counter target spell that wasn't cast from its owner's hand. What utility does that have in this set? Are there cards that you can cast from the graveyard? Oh, of course, there are all the Disturb cards. But yeah, the majority of the time this is just going to be a cancel, so we'll take the Chill of the Grave. Alright, and now we will get one of the exploit cards here. Stitched Assistant's pretty good. Turn 2 Dissenter, turn 3 Stitch Assistant is quite a nice Little curve, another wash away in the pack, sure, but it's a nice one. Another Doom Dissenter too. Wow, okay, fantastic. Yeah, I think one of the key cards for the exploit deck is like the Doom Dissenter. Oftentimes you get like too many sack outlets or too many cards that you want to sack. So if we can get a nice distribution of both. It's a pretty late Fierce Retribution on the wheel, but I guess here we just take the Fear of Death. Very nice first pick. We might even now just play this Selhoff Entomber. I don't think we're going to play Persistent Specimen. Since we already have like 2 Doom Dissenters, I don't really need this. And I think this is more filler than anything else anyways. Alright, another Chill in the Grave. Good wheel. We wheeled one of the specimens anyways, although I don't know if I'm going to play it. Voldaren Estate. You pay 5 to create a blood token, and then it costs 1 less to activate for each vampire you control. Oh, excuse me, so probably not the card we're going to take here. We opened one of the better uncommons for this deck, the Fell Stinger. 3 mana, 3/2 Death Touch. Already good enough rate on its own, and then you can exploit to draw 2 and lose 2 life. In a pinch, you can also do this to your opponent. It says target player, so if your opponent's at, 2 life or 1 life or whatever, you can target them with the exploit here and go for the kill. Also have a Repository Scab, another good one for us. Rot-Tide Gargantual is also fine. Easy Fell Stinger here for me, though. We got past a Skulking Killer. When it enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls get -2/-2 until end of turn if that opponent controls no other creatures. This ability seems really, really weak to me. Obviously, there are going to be scenarios where it's great, where it works out for you. But I imagine the vast majority of the time, it's not going to pan out how you want it to be. You're always thinking of what it's doing on its best side, but on average, it's probably not doing much. Here we have a Cruel Witness and another Gluttonous Guest. Both pretty solid. I mean, the Cruel Witness is a better card, but the Gluttonous Guest is better for like the Hullbreaker Horror shenanigans. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take the Gluttonous Guest here. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to just maximize my ability to find the Hullbreaker Horror. Okay. Pick 3. Not the best pack. We're actually looking for more zombies for Chill of the Grave too, because we want to make this a 2-mana spell. But I'm not going to take the Unhallowed Phalanx. I guess the Courier Bat's okay here. We are taking some blood value cards, so this seems like it could be fine. Alright, another Stitched Assistance, pretty good. If we don't want to take this mediocre counter, yeah, we're happy to take another Stitched Assistant. More zombies, more exploit. Really what I'm looking for are like the Bleed Dries. Haven't found any of those. Ooh, we got past another rare. This one's the Inspired Idea. So if you pay 3, you draw 3 cards and your hand is reduced by 3 for the rest of the game, but you can also just pay 5 and draw 3. So good early, good late. Well, maybe not good early, but don't know how to feel about this Innocent Traveler card. I don't think it's amazing, but it's decent. I'm going to go ahead and just take the card draw here. Again, the faster we can find our Hullbreaker Horror, the better off we're going to be. I guess I'm going to take 1 Grisly Ritual. I don't really want to ever play too many of these in my deck just because they're so slow. But I think it's fine to pick 1 up here over, say, like, Siphon Essence. Syncopate, Wedding Invitation, Soul Cipher Board, another one of these Skulking Killers. How good is Wedding Invitation here? Not very. You could also just take the Evolving Wilds and play it safe. Nothing wrong with that. We know for sure we'll play the Wilds, so I guess I'll just take it. Oh, Scattered Thought's a nice pickup. On the lookout for 4 drops anyways, and one that digs us 4 deeper to our Hullbreaker Horror seems like a good game plan. Alright, Repository Scab, another really solid draw there. Yeah, this deck is coming together quite nicely. Really, again, we're just looking for a couple Bleed Dries and maybe a couple other removal spells otherwise, but everything's coming up pretty well. As we get the last few pickups here that don't matter in these last few picks of the pack number 2. And still a full pack to go. I feel like that has occurred a lot in this format for me. Where going into pack 3, I already have a ton of playables. I'm not sure if that's something that's going to lessen during another playable there. As the set progresses, as more people learn it and play it, I wonder if that's, you know, not going to be as easy of a thing. But as you can tell right now, we already have basically an entire deck, and that's 2 packs into the draft. So certainly a good spot to be in overall. Yeah, another playable here. And opening Lantern Flare, good card. Deals X damage to target creature, planeswalker, and you gain X life. X is the number of creatures you control. And the cleave, you just pay the X instead. So for us, I think I just have to take the Bleed Dry. Otherwise, Diver Scab is very, very good. I've been super happy with this one, but Bleed Dry was that card that I was talking about needing. And this is one of the cards that can deal with basically any bomb in the format. So it's a really solid pickup for sure. Oh, speaking of, that can deal with basically any card in the format. Gonna get a second pick Hero's Downfall here. And yeah, now our deck is starting to look really, really gross. Yeah, not much to say here. Hero's Downfall, just the easy pick. Concealing Curtains. 1 mana 0/4. Defender. Transform it, and then it turns into a 3/4 menace. When it transforms, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. If you do, that player discards that card, then draws a card. Yeah, pretty good here. We also have a Skull Scab, which could wheel, but we're going to definitely just take the rare. We're not super exploity. Like I said, blue-black is normally exploit, but we're more like blue-black control, I would say. Okay, another pretty solid pack here for us. Pick number 4. I really like the Storm Chaser Drake. Even just as a 2 mana 2/1, it does a lot of work, but that's not going to be the choice here for us. We have either the Diregraph Scavenger or a Cruel Witness. Both cards have been really, really impressive for me. The Scavenger actually does a ton of work. You'd be surprised. Like, 4 mana 2/3 Death Touch, already okay stats on its own, and then exiling a card from a graveyard is relevant in this format, as well as gaining 2 life. I'm still going to take the Witness here because it digs better for my bomb, but that was a good pack overall. Need to make a few cuts here, or will need to make a few cuts here in the end. Let's see, that's a 5 mana card. Don't need Desperate Farmer. Entomber seems kind of medium. This pack, we do have another Repository Scab. I don't even know if I'm going to play it, though. So I guess I'll take Aim for the Head in case I decide to end up playing that. Another pack with, again, not going to play another Repository Scab, I don't think. But I don't think we're running another Grisly Ritual. Maybe Pointed Discussion is playable here for us. I don't know, we'll see. I think the Scab is more likely, but again, not something we're necessarily going to run. Cradle of Safety. Yeah, more playable cards, but again, stuff that we really don't need. So, just looks like last few picks that really don't matter. That's a very late Sigardian Paladin. Wash Away. Wow, did wheel the Skull Scab. Okay. I mean, I guess we are, after all, kind of the the exploit deck. It looks like I have like 6 exploit cards, so a little bit more than I expected to pick up. But like I said, this is best of 1, so sideboarding is a lot less of a thing. I wonder if the persistent specimen is actually worth it now with as many exploit creatures as I have, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exploit cards. Decent number of zombies for Chill of the Grave. I could see the persistent specimen being worth running. Maybe these gluttonous guests are just not worth it anymore. Because I mean, those are the only blood cards I picked up, right? Oh, I guess I have Grisly Ritual, make some blood. What would I run if I cut the gluttonous guests? I guess the persistent would go in. Maybe repository. I feel like these are still good though. They block early crap, they give me the blood tokens. It seems fine. Maybe this is even an 18 land deck. But I suppose we can get away with 17. Average cost is what, 3? Oh, maybe this is actually an 18 land deck after all, huh? Because I really just want to hit my land drops every turn. I guess maybe I cut one of the Chill of the Graves. Yeah, it seems okay. Yeah, let's go 18 land here. I think that's the safest play by far. Go 8 islands, 9 swamps. Yeah, looks good to me. Alright, this deck looks real nice. We hit Mythic on stream today, so we'll be playing against hopefully some stiffer competition here. But yeah, this is best of 1. So no sideboarding. Hand Smoother is active. Hopefully I get to showcase the power of the crack. I can't remember, in one of these earlier videos, did I take a Kraken? Did we have a Kraken? I don't think so. Maybe I did. Wait, was the actual... Let me double check that right now. I think in the previous draft I might have actually had a Kraken too. Let's see. Yeah, was I blue-green with Kraken? I think I might have been blue-green with Kraken last time. Anyways, opening hand here looks really good. We have the turn 2 Dissenter, turn 3 Stitched Assistant, hopefully. We just need to find 1 land here. Have both our Downfall and our Bleed Dry. This hand is great. Traveling Minister from the opponent. Do like that card. Puts in a ton of work and lots of life gain synergies. So they're probably on the black-white life gain deck, sure. Okay, just pass. Go ahead and attack for 1 here. I don't think they're going to be blocking. They didn't attack. And we'll go for the assistant. Sacrifice our Doom Dissenter, get a 2/2, and then scry 1, draw 1. Go ahead and bottom the swamp. Draw another swamp. Drogskull Infantry, 2/2, sure. I might just Chill of the Grave that. Oh, they didn't even use their Minister to gain some life. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and chill their infantry. They might have like an Adamant Will here or something, but I don't think that's a big deal. If they want to block my Stitched Assistant and use Adamant Will, I'm okay with that. Oh. Yeah, pretty easy mistake to make. So I think their Traveling Minister, or what I think they thought their Traveling Minister could do was just gain a life at any time, but no, that can't. Enrika Domnathi. Very good card. I've played against it once, and it is a beating. It's a 4-mana 1/3 flying that at the beginning of combat you get to choose one of these abilities. And its abilities are pretty freaking gross. So either each player sacrifices a creature, or they draw a card and lose a life, or they transform it. If they transform it, it turns into a 3/4 flying Death Touch lifelink with a pump ability. We'll see what they want to do here. Oh, they're going to make everybody sacrifice a creature. Alright, I'm okay with that. My guess is they might have that Feign Death card in their hand. The 1-mana ability, or the 1-mana spell that when a creature dies this turn, bring it back with a 1/1 counter tapped to the battlefield. And so if that's the case, and that's what they have, we're just going to want to use Bleed Dry instead. So we'll attack. They're not going to block. Okay, they are going to block. Undying Malice, that's the name of it. Sure, I guess I'll just do it now. Just exile it permanently now. Pretty nice for us to get that card out of their hand. And I mean, we can get back our Bleed Dry anyways, plus we still have Hero's Downfall in our hand, so this is kind of a major beating for the opponent. Sure. This game is over. I mean, obviously, in Magic, no game is like 100% over, but this game is over. I guess I'm just gonna put pressure on. Go like this. They're on the top deck anyways, and if they do draw something crazy, I can just get back one of my removal spells, and yeah, pretty easy game there. Not too much to say. Top 92 gamer. Another thing about this deck, which is really nice, is I don't need to draw the Kraken to win. My deck is just very good otherwise. Like, I have a super solid exploit deck. I just have the unbeatable bomb at the top end, so I would hope this deck gets to at least 6 wins. On the draw here again with a very good hand, once more. Turn 2 Dissenter, turn 3 Assistant, just like we drew it up. Blue-red. Okay. Blue-red could actually give us a little bit of problems, because a lot of their deck is based around instant and sorceries and then flyers. So if they just play like a flyer here now, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. We could be in for some hurt. Still gonna make this play though. Too much value, even though they have a bounce spell in their hand. Oh my. Wonder how many Ancestral Angers they have in their deck. Aerith! Oh boy, okay. Well, I need to draw removal, and I need to draw it quick. Yeah, I just have to go for Fell Stinger here. That is not good. So they drew, or they hit Impulse plus Entomber. Yeah, we are getting smashed here. That's not removal. And they still have the bounce in hand. Celebrants for next turn. Yeah, I just need to draw cards. I'm gonna have to discard 2 cards here, but I don't really have much of a choice. In fact, this was fine, because if I had drew my, like, if I had drawn my, like, Kraken, I could Awakening it back and maybe stabilize, but this looks unwinnable now. I guess we have one more turn to find a land. Sorry, a spell. Removal spell, that is. Okay, that's kind of a start. I guess let's... We have 6 mana this turn. They still have a bounce spell in their hand and a Geist on the board. I could play like Skull Scab and then Assistant Sacking. Get a couple... it's not good enough though. I think the game plan here is to... Because they have the bounce spell in their hand, I think I need to turn off the Menace creature and see what we hit. Really hoping to mill our... Oh, they're gonna bounce it to their hand. Oh, okay, that's fine. I guess it actually buys us a little bit of time then. Interesting. Huh. I guess I'll just play a 3/3 out then, no value. Say go. It's no good. Yeah, we're still pretty dead here. That's good enough for me. We're going to take 2 just from the flyer, be down to 3. They could attack with both of their creatures, put me down to 2, and then they had 2, well, at least one other spell, so... That was brutal. Got wrecked there. That's what happens when you don't draw removal, I guess, and then let your opponent draw at least 2 cards every turn. Is Aerith a 3-mana 2/4? Is that what that was? Card's very good. The fact that it lets you play lands off of itself is kind of nuts. Because if it just said, you know, you may cast, or you may place spells revealed this way this turn, then it wouldn't be nearly as bad. But the fact that you also get the lands and the spells just for full value is kind of nutty. All right, on the play here for the next round. This hand's not awful. I'm gonna give it a shot because we have the Gluttonous Guest, which gives us a blood to cycle. Drew the land anyways. I think we are supposed to run out the Scab, just as a 2/2 here. We can get value from that later just by playing the Gargantuan, and we're not guaranteed to find anything worth sacking for a little while. Like, we don't necessarily want to just sack the Guest and turn it to a 2/2, for example, you know? Nothing again, huh? Alright, let's attack. They probably have some kind of removal here for my Skull Scab, I would think. Sure. Let's go ahead and discard a swamp, draw a card. Thirst is pretty good too. But I think I'm just gonna sack. Well, actually, no, I'm not gonna sack here. We have Gargantua next turn, so I want to be able to sack the Guest next turn, and we have Thirst for Discovery for redraw anyways. I don't think I need to turn my 1/4 into a card. I think I'd rather turn my 1/4 into making them sack a creature, although once again, they have no plays here. Alright, let's attack. I assume they're going to kill my assistant this time. Sure. That's fine. What I will do is turn my 1/4 into 2 cards, absolutely. Hopefully we draw like a Dissenter here that we can cast. Huh. Curtains is also not terrible. Yeah, we can like Curtains them next turn, plus Thirst for Discovery. They don't have like a Lacerate or whatever it's called. Nothing again, my gosh. Okay, well, let's take a peek. And if they kill in response, that's fine, then they've used a removal spell. Sure. Get to go Thirsting for Discovery at the end of their turn. Finally, they played a creature. Alright. So we want to draw like land and Dissenter, that's the nuts. Yeah, I guess we'll discard the land here. Could just get aggressive and tap that down, I guess. I mean, what's the likelihood that they block here, you know? I guess I'm gonna go aggressive. Let's tap that down and swing in for 3. Good draw. Yeah, I think we're just gonna run out creatures with this hand. That might have been the best time to use Gargantua, but I don't even actually think we want that anymore. I think we're just gonna play out our creatures and smash. Sure, that one doesn't block. Guess let's attack for 3 here, put him to 7. Then I'm going to Scattered Thoughts. Find a land. Another draw spell seems good. Do I want to play out the Guest, or do I want to hold up Hero's Downfall? I guess we're just going to play out the Guest here. Gives us a good exploit target. Technically, we have lethal on the board now, and I'm still at 19 life. Okay, another 4/4. Yeah, they're gonna maybe attack for. Oh, they're not even gonna attack for 3. Then they should have done that first. Well, now we're definitely gonna play a slower game here, aren't we? So let's tap like this. Draw 3 cards. Any land lets us cast out Downfall. I think we're just gonna pass here and see what they do. Next turn we can play Doom Dissenter into like Gargantua if we want to. Still haven't seen 11 cards in our deck. Still haven't seen our Kraken, sadly. Looks like they might sack one of their blood tokens, sure. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and kill one of their creatures end of turn. We just have too much mana, rather too many spells. Need to utilize our mana. Another good draw there as well. Alright, let's cycle. It's not a Kraken. It's a flyer, though. But I think we're going to start getting the big creatures on the board now. So let's go Dissenter into Gargantua, sack the Dissenter, make them sack a creature. They might just sacrifice the Hypnotist since it can't block. Yep. They didn't use any of their blood tokens, so whatever those other 3 cards in their hand were, apparently are very good. Aha, they have a Guest of their own, so they can start gaining some life back. They're gonna pass. I'm gonna play Assistant, cash in my Gluttonous Guest. Eight cards left in our deck, somewhere. Somewhere is the Kraken. Not there, though. Let's go ahead and Grizzly their Celebrants. Then we have good attacks with everything now. Gotta start applying the pressure before I go too low in cards. Okay. So they would be taking 5 here, so they're gonna use probably some blood as well, I would think. Gain a little bit of life back. Yeah, discarded a draw 2, lose 2. So we can get like back our like repository scab, we can get back our fell stinger and ping them for 2. Hopefully they just use like a Grizzly Ritual of their own on my Gargantua this turn to tap out, and then we can kill him with that Stinger play. And they have 5 blood tokens. Hey, there's the Kraken. Alright, well, I guess I'm going to attack with everything. Pass priority. Vampire's Vengeance. 2 damage to each non-vampire creature. That works. Alright, go. Belligerent Guest, yeah. I mean, they only have 1 card left in their hand, so this is probably going to prompt a scoop. I don't think they can kill it with 3 mana with how they've tapped. If they had double black open, they could still have another downfall or whatever, but... Now we just need to cast 2 spells. Win the game. 5 cards left in my deck to their 19. This game was long, but it didn't ever feel particularly close. Maybe there were a couple turns in the middle where they had like their 4/4s and I wasn't attacking anymore, but I outdrew them so hard. Lacerate Flesh in their hand, sure, yeah. I'm not sure what they're hoping to draw here, so this should just be lethal. Sure. Just wasting time. Good game. Well, we drew it a little bit late, but that's the power of the crack. What are we, 2-1 now? These games have been a little bit grindy, haven't they? Go, go, go. Yeah, this deck is fantastic, so... Again, really hoping we get minimum 6 wins, but... This is definitely an 8 quality... Or sorry, a 7-win quality deck. 8, I guess, if we could go that high. Alright, on the play here again. This one's sadly going to be a mulligan, no blue sources. And this one's going to be a... okay, but not amazing. I really want to keep the Edgar's Awakening, but... probably better not to. Ah, oh, this is just so much value though with the Fear of Death and the Scattered Thoughts in my hand. Felstinger's so good too though. I'm gonna pitch the Fear of Death. Who needs early interaction for the opponents? See, I can just draw interaction, no problem. Playing against green-black. Don't think we need to cash that in for a card, since we have Scattered Thoughts. Otherwise I might, if we didn't have too many other ways to card draw already in our hand. Jund, okay. Gift of Fangs, I'm okay with that. I'm also okay with them playing a 2/2. So we're just going to take this turn to Scattered Thoughts. We don't need to do anything much since they only have a 2-power creature attacking us right now. It's fine. Okay, I guess I will take 2 lands. Because I don't have a choice. Wow, there were a lot of lands on top of my library. We'll Chill of the Grave the Spore Crawler here, I guess. I'd rather stop the damage, because I don't think I want to trade with that. Alright, that's a good start. I don't really care about taking 2. They're gonna ramp, that's fine. More land for me. Let's smash back. Maybe we can just draw my Hullbreaker Kraken next turn. Okay. I was worried I was going to see like a huge worm. Oh, Catapult Fodder is good. Alright, I am going to need to start drawing some removal here. That's brutal. Sadly, I'm going to have to get back my Fell Stinger this turn. Put that island in the graveyard. And this should give us another 2/2 zombie as well. There's the Kraken. Okay, that actually gives us a chance. This is other creature. No, there's their Bramble Worm. That's the card I was worried about. Bottom of the card, sure. Wow. Brutal here. So I'm gonna have to flash in the Kraken and hope that they don't have a way to add 1 damage or otherwise. Because the Kraken, this is a 7/8, so it can block the Bramble Worm. And so what's probably going to happen is I flash it out, and then they're going to sacrifice it to the Catapult ability. So I'm going to take 6 and go to 8, and then I need to start drawing some spells really badly. There aren't too many lands left in my deck to draw, so that's a fantastic hit. Holy smokes. That's exactly what we're looking for. So let's kill the Catapult Captain, Scry. Return the 4/4 Menace to their hand. No, I don't want to put that in the graveyard. We want to draw the Doom to Center because we're going to make 2 blood tokens here. And we can use this card. Draw the Doom to Center. Swamp. Bounce. Attack for 10. Alright. And that, my friends, is the power of the horror. I'm surprised they're not digging with all their blood tokens. Feels like they should be doing that instead of just immediately playing out their 4/4. They do have the Worm in the graveyard, which can gain 5 life. They also have the Blood Fountain, which can return 2 creatures. Okay, yeah. So they're getting their Worm and their Catapult Captain back. I win if I draw 2 spells here. a spell off the top. And, oh, does that win too? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... Oh, that's exactly 13, so we win here. Bounce their 1/4 to their hand. Gargantua, sack the Doomed Dissenter. Make them sacrifice their Celebrants, they take exactly 13. Boom, baby! Get cracked! Get frickin' cracked, dude! What a stupid but delicious card. I mean, did you see how far behind we were? And then all of a sudden, oh hey, I guess I'll win. Yikes. That's all I got if I say that card. Freaking yikes. 7/8 flash, can't be countered. Crazy abilities whenever you cast anything. I'd give it like a 5 out of 10. So it's 3-1 now. This looks like it's gonna be a long video. That's all right. This is the point where I don't pause, and then you can just skip ahead. But if you don't skip ahead, then you can see me do things like this. Yeah, that's cool. Waiting for a minute. This is just quality content. Quality content. Twitch.tv/newmathanummy. That's where I stream every day. Check it out. Like and subscribe. Click that button. Bell icon. You know. Alright. Great. Opening hand looks good. Good enough anyway. Yeah, we'll go ahead and run out the curtain turn 1. Just in case they, I guess there's no 2-mana haste creature, there's a 3-mana haste creature though. Blood Tithe Harvester, sure. Now we go land pass. They held priority when I played the curtains the first time, so I'm not going to block this turn. And I'm going to use the curtains and hopefully steal their, well, we know they have presumably the 1 damage burn spell for 2. But let's take a peek. Indeed, they had the Flame Blessed. They have 2 of the stupid Death Toucher, which is pretty annoying. I guess I have to take the Flame Blessed Bolt. Otherwise, what they can do is they can sack their Harvester, kill my Revealing Eye, and then flip their Farmer and attack me for 4 lifelink, which I really don't want to happen. This is going to be a game where we just need to stabilize. Because it looks like they have a lot of early pressure. I mean, I have a couple removal spells in my hand, but I think Doomed Dissenter is probably our nut draw next turn. Doomed Dissenter into Scab, make 2 2/2s. Well, I guess 3 2/2s when you consider the Skull Scab itself, and that would just completely stop any offense. Looks like the Revealing Eye is doing... I mean, are they considering using the Harvester here just to make a 4/3? That's great. That's great. Okay. We'll take 4, we'll go to 13, and they're probably going to play one of their 2/3s this turn. Oh. Or not. They can eat one of my own... Right, okay, I see. The number of wolves you control to target opponent. Okay, that's pretty annoying too. I think I'm just going to pass this turn. We might be able to blow them out if they just attack with the Ridge Wolf. Oh wait, that doesn't matter. Never mind. They have no reason to attack with a Hungry Ridge Wolf, do they? Sorry, for some reason I thought they would attack because this is a 3/4, but I mean, this holds off anything anyways. And we can Scattered Thoughts. Aha, nothing? So they plan on pinging me for 2. We're gonna go ahead and just use this then. I don't have my recursion, so let's take the Kraken and the island here. Didn't have my recursion, he said. Damn it. Alright, I think we just play out a 2-2. Pass. I'm gonna go to 11, that's okay. I don't want to use the downfall quite yet. Because if they kill my 3-4 this turn, I think we want to be able to kill their Harvester. Alright, in response to this, I will shoot their wolf now. They can go ahead and trade here if they want to, flip their other Harvester, but that doesn't matter. If we're getting creatures off their board and we're preserving a life total, that's all that matters. So I can grab the downfall back here. So let's go Scab. Actually, I could just Grizzly that. Although if I play Scab, get back downfall, sacrifice this, I have a 3-3 and a 2-2. I mean, I guess that's safer. Yeah, let's do that. Grabbing downfall seems to make a lot of sense to me. I am going to lose a little bit of life over the course of a couple turns. Since they have those 2-3 Death Touchers, but... it's not the biggest deal. Alright, land pass. Definitely gonna flash in. And I like chumping here, because I don't think we can lose a long game. I just want to preserve my life total. They need a bleed dry to exile my horror. Because we have the Edgar's Awakening. If they just have a sacrifice effect like this, that's okay. It's a good draw for them, but again, that doesn't matter. Alright, so we can downfall the Gargantua, bounce that spell back to their hand. Do I have another way to bring back the horror? Is it just that one spell? And we're just definitely just going to crack out the, or cast out the Fellstinger here. We'll target their blood. Oh, they didn't even use it. Fantastic. I really need to draw an instant to protect my horror again if they have a second way to kill it, though. That's fine. I'll go to 7, they'll go back up to 29. Sure. Great draw. Alright, so now we get to go kill the Grizzly your Scavenger, bounce your Celebrant, smash you for 10. Now we have a backup instant if they have a way to target my Kraken. We also have a way to turn any extra lands at this point into, hopefully, spells with the blood tokens. Ooh, man, they have Dollhouse. That card is crazy good. So, it's kind of like a God Pharaoh's Gift. Wow, that is very brutal. How many creatures do I have? I have a bunch of creatures for them to eat too. Yikes. Well, let's tap that down. Bounce it back to their hand. At least that eats up their whole turn to do that. Oh my god, this draw was actually nuts. Being able to sacrifice my blood for food now is kind of crazy. Yeah. Nice, we drew another instant. Perfect. So now if they cast the Dollhouse, I can Thirst, and then bounce it back to their hand. And they're probably going to scoop at this point. Oh man, what a card. I told you, after we opened this and built around it, all we wanted to do was maximize our chances of drawing it. And I think we've done that pretty phenomenally. Even that game, that one game, we went down to like 5 cards left in deck before we found it. Man alive. What a card. Oh. Dang, what's up with all these triple swamp hands? I can probably keep this on the draw. The Gluttonous Guest does a ton of work. And I only need to find like 1 island. Obviously this is not a great hand, but I'm pretty sure I only have 1 more swamp than I do island too. That kind of sucks. Downfall was a good draw. Let's see if they just want to attack for 3, yeah, instead of trying to flip that right now. Alright, we drew the Awakening, so we want to draw and loot away the Kraken if possible. And we have a lot of ways to do that. Oops. If they didn't attack with their 3-1, it's pretty safe to block with my 1-4, I'd say. It's not a Kraken. I think I'm going to discard my double blue card here. Wow, that is impressive. Yeah, and we need to main phase this so it doesn't turn into day or night. Well, I guess a way to lose this would be to get mana screwed. Man, they drew a burn spell for my Gluttonous Guest too. So they have to kill my guest, hit me for 3, and flip their Visionary. Pretty good. Island here. Oh god. Oh man. Alright, well, good beats. Somehow I've drawn 6 swamps instead of a single blue source. I'm gonna get back the guest since it gives me a blood token to rummage, and it can block the spore crawler. What does this do again? Beginning of combat on your turn. Target wolf or werewolf. You get okay when it approaches. Okay, that's fine. Guess let's turn that off and hope we don't mill our Kraken. Island and Gargantua. All right. That's also a very good card, man. I guess I'm gonna draw 3 here and reduce my hand size. I'm gonna have to discard a card here at end of turn. Alright, that's okay. Let's discard the swamp. I'll go ahead and chump the spore crawler this turn. I mean, the opponent still has a bunch of spells in their hand. It's fine, so let's chump. So we need to find, like, Kraken plus our 1-drop, and that's how we're gonna stabilize. There's the 1-drop. That's no Kraken. And I would need a land afterwards anyways, which I didn't hit. I can't even cast 2 spells a turn, otherwise I'm gonna start giving them 2/2s. Alright, well, let's take a peek at what's in their hand. Oh, they had a wolf strike. Alright, good beats. GG's. Yeah, just got pretty unlucky there with the blue sources, but I think that was a completely reasonable keep. Just kind of got unlucky. 4-2 with this deck, man. I guess one loss to Mana Screw is to be maybe not expected, but allowable. What was the other loss? I don't even remember. If we don't get to 6 wins minimum, I'm gonna be very, very sad. But this deck is I mean, so for Magic, especially best of 1, like, you can draft a fantastic deck. You should not always expect to get, you know, I shouldn't expect to get 6 wins. I shouldn't expect to get 7 wins. I should say that this is like a 6-win, 7-win quality deck. But of course, there is variance in Magic, and that is just something that, you know, we have to live with. So a 7-win quality deck can go 0-3, right? And I think people often get super upset when they have these type of decks, and they, you know, maybe they even only get 4 wins, or like I am right now, and they get super upset. But that's not a good way to think about it. You have to ask yourself, you know, did you draft the best? Did you draft well to the best of your abilities? Did you play well, right? Did you make many mistakes? Were there any opportunities to learn versus I didn't draw my second color, or my opponent had the 1 card, that type of thing. So our deck is good. I think I drafted pretty well. The games are just gravy. Alright, on the play here, hand looks fine. Needs to find some exploit cards, but we do have a nice little combo here of Fear of Death into Edgar's Awakening, should the Fear of Death mill something valuable. Opponent on green, and a Snarling Wolf. Hey, that's perfect, alright. So we're gonna have basically our ideal scenario on the play here. That card is very good, man. Paxong Pup can just go off. I'm gonna need to find a removal spell for that ASAP, otherwise that's gonna just take over the game. That's not what we need. I'm gonna block if they attack. Okay, they didn't. Yeah, I'll keep curving out. I'm not attacking because I don't want to trade my 3-2 for their Snarling Wolf when they just passed with open mana available. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in a double block, and if they have any removal, that's fine. I'm not losing much here. Like, I'd be really happy with this trade. I don't think triple blocking is correct, because if they have Sure Strike, you get wrecked. Yep, that's fine. Actually surprised they didn't attack with their Snarling Wolf too, I guess. But maybe they didn't want to invest a couple mana into that. Let's get a Surveil here. No matter what, it's going to be milled, so we might as well just put extra cards in the yard so that the pup gets even smaller. Milled a couple lands. Gonna go ahead and attack in for 3. And we'll play the Gluttonous. Pretty good here, as it does just block the Snarling Wolf. Wolfkin Outcast. Okay. Need to find something to cast here, because I really don't want it to go to nighttime. Ugh. Yeah, this is looking pretty bleak now. So whenever this or another wolf or werewolf you control dies, draw a card. Alright. I'm gonna block their Snarling Wolf and force them to invest a couple points of mana. If they do this, we'll just take 6. We're at 21 right now, so no big deal. Need to draw one of our multiple card draw effects. That's good. That's really good. Okay. Turn our 1/4 into a couple cards. Well, sometimes it's not meant to be. Well, they messed up. If they had killed my creature in response, I wouldn't have even been able to draw cards. Sure. Good beats. Like I said, even if this deck is 7-win quality, sometimes things just don't line up the way you want them to. And that's the way the cookie crumbles, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, good game. Yeah, like I said, I think I played pretty well overall, and the deck was drafted pretty well, so I can't really be too upset. Like, I would be happy to have this deck every single time if given the opportunity in this format. Let's take a look again at this one. Beautiful black, blue-black exploit with the Hullbreaker Horror. I don't even remember, did we ever draw the Bleed Dry? Maybe once? But yeah, this is a deck that is just super high card quality overall. And so you would expect to do pretty well with it the majority of the time. And even going, what, 4 wins? Is that infinite in best of 1? Let me double check here. 4 wins is basically getting your money back. I guess it's 5 wins that you really need. But all in all, still a pretty good deck. I thought we played well, I thought we drafted well, and we had some really, really nice games with the Kraken. And that was what I wanted to showcase more, the power of the Kraken. Like some of our wins, we were so far behind. And then all of a sudden, you play this card and you just win the game. So hopefully you enjoyed. Thanks all for watching. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We'll see you back next time.